Iran-backed Houthi rebels have claimed responsibility for a second attack on U.S. warships in the Red Sea. The group says this is in response to U.S. airstrikes in Yemen and have vowed to continue the maritime operations until the Gaza blockade is lifted. Meanwhile, the U.S. has warned of, quote, unrelenting strikes until the group stops shooting at civilian and military vessels in the Red Sea. Now, joining us now is Stuart Livingstone-Wallace, Bloomberg's executive editor for Middle East, North Africa and Russia. Walk us through what's been happening in the Red Sea, because it feels as though things are really beginning to flare up again. Strong words from both the Houthis and the Trump administration.
Yeah, but I think you have to look behind the rhetoric. So in terms of how effective this can be, in terms of attacks in Yemen, yeah, they can take out some missile sites, they can probably take out some silos, they can maybe even take out some of the Houthi leadership, but fundamentally they're not going to win that war on the ground because it is more or less impossible to dislodge them. And they're not going to put boots on the ground, I think, at this stage. So really the subtext here is a message to Iran: stop supplying the Houthis with that advanced military equipment that allows them then to attack these ships at sea, because again, you can build drones and they can do a certain amount of damage, but in terms of the cruise missiles, in terms of the advanced weaponry, that's all coming from Iran.
Doesn't the fate of what happens with Houthis very much hinge on the fate of the discussions right now between Israel and Hamas vis-a-vis the ceasefire, the extension of the ceasefire, the release of hostages and so forth? Because Houthis started these attacks in solidarity with the Palestinian cause after October 7th. So if there is going to be a de-escalation, it seems as though the release valve will have to come from there.
No, and I don't agree with that. I mean, I agree that the rhetoric was around, yeah, we're in support of Gaza, and I think the reality is that the Houthis have suddenly gone from being this completely obscure group that no one knew about to suddenly having worldwide attention, and no doubt they quite enjoy the limelight. So yes, they have always linked it to what's happening in Gaza, but I think the reality is they're their own operation, and to some extent they're getting, or their actions are being dictated by what Iran is prepared to provide them.
करोगे तुम भी एक दिन हमसे मिलने की आरज़ू, लेकिन हमको पाओगे बस कभी ख्यालों में, कभी सवालों